Hey guys, welcome back to the Fight Me Bro betting show. This week we are breaking down UFC Fight Night, Alexei Oleinik versus Derek. Is it the Black Beast or is it the Beast?
Dude, come on. Yes.
Okay,
Black
for
Beast,
a second
bro.
there, I'm like, wait, is this just like me being racist here
Or were
calling
you
him
going to
the
say
Black Beast?
midnight?
No, I was going to say the Black Beast, but hey, you can't be too careful in these day and ages, but it's Alexei Oleinik versus Derek, the Black Beast, Lewis. Not the deepest of cards, but
Nope.
you know,
Sure isn't.
I'm always going to be here for a Derek Lewis fight. So I think that was the UFC's mindset. So, but let's get into what we like here. So starting things off, I guess I'll get rolling here. My first pick is in the Benio Dariush versus Scott Holtzman fight. A lot's telling me not to bet on
Very true.
Dariush here. A lot is telling me not to
Yes.
do it because
I left this off my card for this exact. I can assure you, I'm gonna have I had the same thought process as you. I just chose to step aside.
yeah, which is probably for better. I had just two circles. I'm like, what else can I add here? I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm adding Dariush. Minus 140 or minus 175 I saw. It's hard because everyone is remembering the last knockout of Jakar Close, which was fucking awesome. Not taking away from him.
Yes.
But people forget he
Very
was
awesome.
on the ropes, like very wobbly, almost got finished. I feel people forget a lot of the Dariush. There's a lot of good about Dariush and a lot of bad. And a lot of people seem to forget the bad despite it because the good is so good.
You know, the funny thing is, I don't know that there's that much bad. He just had that one skid of 3 fights where
Yes.
it's not that it was bad prolonged over a long period of time. Like, it's not like it's, how do I want to say it? It's not maybe say like a late career Tiago Alves bad
Mm-hmm.
where it's been 8 years of bad. It's just Dariush packed so much bad into about a 3-year time span that it's
Yeah.
really hard to get that taste out of your mouth if you're a betting person.
Yeah, and it's like, how could a guy that is this good also have this period that was that bad? And even in the win, it was like that was extremely reckless. It was
Yeah,
not smart. But
and it doesn't help that when he gets finished, it's almost always a highlight reel. So it
yes,
sticks in your brain
which is
pretty
it's just
clearly.
like commend to his fighting style of just he is truly careless out there where he's just like, okay, if I get knocked out, it might as well be bad, which isn't necessarily the best strategy when you're thinking CTE. But if you look at this Scott Holtzman guy, remember when we were doing the unofficial rankings of who has like hockey guy hair, and I was thinking of someone. I think it's this
I don't
Scott
know why it
Holtzman guy.
always freezes like halfway.
Oh yeah, hold on. So yeah, you're
Oh, there
frozen
we go.
now. Okay, and we're back. Like I was saying, when we were talking about hockey hair and who's having that like douchebag haircut,
This was an omission. I saw that as well.
I think this is I was referring to Scott Holtzman. He's got that douchebag hair. He's got that face of 1980s bully in every movie. He's also got a loss to Nick Lentz. He just looks like a guy that's going to get knocked out by Beneil Dariush. He's going to go in there. He's going to be super like jacked up, looking pissed off, looking like a douchebag, and then he's going to have. My guess is, for some reason, by just looking at Holtzman's face, I'm predicting a knockout here. Not going to be that ballsy here by just looking on a face, but despite everything else, I'm still taking Dariush minus 175. So that's my first pick.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I sidestepped that one. I had more or less the exact same thought process and opted out. So my first pick, we're gonna probably equally as reckless, but uh, I'm looking at this Tim Means Laureano Staropoli fight. I don't really know too much about Laureano Staropoli other than he's had some so-so decisions over some okay people. I mean, he beat Tiago Alves last year, which that doesn't say really anything at all. So I'm going with Tim Means here. Going with the Dirty Bird. This seems like another fight where this is where Tim Means makes his bread. This is how he stays in the UFC. You got a guy like Staropoli who, I mean, this guy's vanilla wallpaper outside of the fact that he's not from America. I mean, he's Argentinian. He's just very average in all regards, I would say.
Mm.
And these are the people that Tim Means kind of feasts on. He gets in these bullying fights. Now, Tim Means is old as fuck,
Yeah.
so that is not great. That said, though, I mean, if you're going to get Tim Means on an underdog line against a fairly unproven prospect. I think I'm gonna ride with the dirt. I'm riding with the. Not I think I am. I'm giving the Dirty Bird my stamp of approval this fight, and I'm gonna take him. This is, let's call it like a second round finish, maybe. I don't really trust Tim Means to win a decision necessarily, especially seeing that this guy's like 27. But I just, again, ugly fight. I've been kind of making my hay on ugly fights lately. I haven't been able to pick anything with a lick of skill. So I'm keeping it kind of in my wheelhouse here.
He's a dog here. What's the line?
A plus 110.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a minute since Tim Means has been a dog. I
think so? I feel like he's mostly the dog. He was
really?
A big dog against Thiago Alves, even, I think.
Really? I remember, I think the fight either before Thiago Alves, he was a big favorite, and he lost, like, immediately.
Yes. No, that one he did. I forgot who.
I remember because I bet on him. I'm like, Tim Means is still good. I'm like, he's old, but he's still good.
He's got a pretty mediocre. It was well, Daniel Rodriguez. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it was his last fight. Al's was 2 fights ago. Daniel Rodriguez was the one where he got subbed it like immediately the second round.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. He was getting fucked up on the feet too. Like he got subbed because he was getting rocked. It was
he got KO'd by Nico Price before the Alves fight.
Yeah.
So he's on a 1-1. Although, hang on, what am I seeing here?
Do we see a win-loss pattern?
Yes.
Oh,
shit. Just makes me. Oh.
No, is it the other way that you need it?
3, 4, 5 alternating win-losses. We're due for the win. Okay. All right. I changed. Forget everything that I just said. That's why we're going with Tim Means. We're going with Tim Means because he's on a win-loss pattern.
Yeah, no, that'll do it. That'll do it.
So first pick, Tim Means, underdog.
All right, okay. And then moving on to my second pick, it's gonna be in the Chris Weidman versus Omari Akhmedov fight. Again, this is another fight. A lot is telling me do not bet on Chris Weidman.
No.
It feels like a trap here. It's like Chris Weidman being the favorite still because he had a 3-fight win streak, beat Kelvin Gastelum. Now he's on a 2-fight losing streak. It very much looks like this seems like the slippery slope fight where it's like we're trying to figure out. Chris Weidman's kind of been in a free fall these past few years, and we're trying to figure out how far it's going. Despite that, all and everything telling me not to take Chris Weidman is exactly why I'm taking Chris Weidman.
Dude,
in my head, I've just counted him as the person of like, don't count this guy out, man. Even though it hasn't been very accurate in the last few fights, just when you go back to the Anderson
in 5 of the last 6 of them, actually.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, okay, maybe in those fights you could have counted him out. Maybe
not this Saturday.
But not this Saturday because this is the Chris Weidman returning to form. This is us saying, Chris Weidman, we're not ready to let you go and just be a nobody yet.
How old's Weidman?
36. Which when I looked at it, I'm like, fuck, man. Remember we talked a couple weeks ago, like how sad it's going to be when this new wave of fighter gets old. This was one of the first ones where I'm like, holy shit, Chris Weidman's going to age out on us right in front of our eyes. And we're going to be like, holy shit, Chris Weidman's 39 years old, still fighting.
It is going to age out.
Yeah.
Has aged out.
He's like pretty much there, but this is me saying I'm not ready for him to be aged out. And in the grand scheme of things, this is probably a crueler win than a loss here because if he loses here, then it's like we're going to the bottom of the barrel like soon. If he wins here, they're going to book him against another top 5 opponent, top 6 opponent, and then there's going to be another streak that starts.
Loser of Izzy Costa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he gets the winner of those two and gets destroyed.
That or just in a cruel twist of fate, they just give him Yoel again.
Yeah, like somehow it worked. Like if somehow, what's it called?
Uriah Hall.
Uriah Hall pulls off the upset. So Yoel Romero's on a worse streak, and they're both bad that they're like, why don't we make this happen? And then he gets destroyed. So I understand if you don't want to take Chris Weidman, the whole 5.
I do not.
Last 6. But if you have any sort of balls and could call yourself ever a fan of Chris Weidman, or if you ever want to rewatch the Anderson Silva Chris Weidman fights, you need to bet on him in this fight. So I'm going to do that. Minus 140. It's really weird that he's a favorite. I feel like in almost every matchup, right, outside of someone where it's so clearly above Weidman, you would almost put Weidman as the dog just because of the track record. Like we don't know how good he is anymore. Man, I might have just talked myself out of this bet.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
mean,
taking
I
it.
got to be honest. I can't believe you're betting on Chris Weidman right now. He's just unsafe. He's poison. He's lava. The floor is lava, and you're
Yeah, it's
betting on him.
reckless even just like putting action on that. It really,
Yeah,
but it just shows how much, like he's another one of those ride or die like Robert Whitaker types where it's like you just have an appreciation for, like, I don't know. I just have a deep appreciation for Weidman. Maybe because he finally was the one that, yeah, he's the Dragon Slayer. Like I think when you think of UFC who took out the top dog, like right now, that is the guy. We
until
thought,
someone beats John Jones, he's gonna remain the guy.
yeah, exactly. So maybe that's Weidman's next move. Maybe he moves up to light heavyweight, takes on John Jones. Maybe
Well, I
that's what he
think
needs.
didn't he just try that against Dominic Reyes and he got
Hey, let's come on. Let's not be mean
enough of
here.
the particulars.
Let's not bring up these facts, okay? Let's stick to hypotheticals, man. All right, let's keep it clean.
Right, got it. Keep it above the belt.
Yeah.
Okay, decent. So I'm gonna go with this. Almost just feels like a cop out pick, but old tried and true. Find a women's bantamweight fight and just take the over. So I'm going Yana Kunitskaya and this Julija Storlyarenko, I believe is how you say her name. Last minute replacement. Kunitskaya was supposed to fight, I think Ketlin Vieira is who I think was, which would have been, I actually was kind of interested by that.
Yeah.
But now she's fighting this Julija Stolyarenko girl, and she's a minus 200 favorite. I'm looking at Kunitskaya's track record. She does not have a win inside the distance in the UFC. A little bit concerning that every single one of her losses is inside the distance in the UFC. However, outside of the Cyborg fight, those all made it past the over 2.5 mark. So feel good about that. And she's got a draw on there, which obviously that goes the distance as well. So feeling decent about that pick. I don't trust Kunitskaya to be able to really finish anybody. The only thing that makes me nervous is I did see that this chick, this Storlyarenko chick, she is the sitting Letway, whatever the
I
one.
don't know what you're even talking about.
No, so it's Lethway. It's like Muay Thai, but they just allow headbutts, and it's bare knuckle. So like when you get in the Thai clinch, you can just skull smash somebody. And I think there's I forgot if there's ground fighting. I think there's special rules where, so like in Muay Thai, normally where you trip people, I think they have, the ref does like a 3-1,000 or something, and you can stomp on them while they're down or something. So this chick is
more badass Muay Thai.
Yeah, it's basically psychopath Muay Thai.
As if Muay Thai needed to be any more of a psychopath sport.
Yeah, exactly. So this chick is the sitting champion of a Lethway league. That makes me kind of nervous because that means she is 1,000,000% certified crazy.
Yes.
But I'm kind of hoping that just who's doing Lethway? That seems so crazy. That's one of those things where it's like, if you're the bare knuckle boxing champ, are you really going to be able to go to boxing and make that big of a splash? Probably not, because there's not a lot of people bare knuckle boxing, because you're a crazy person if you do that. So I'm hoping that this chick just gets to the UFC, or I'm also hoping that maybe her main move is the headbutt, and so we're taking away her biggest weapon. So I'm kind of banking on that, in the sense that she's going to get in there with Kunitskaya. There's going to be more grappling than there is in Lethway, and we're just going to see the classic Kunitskaya. Let's move it to the fence, foot stomp, knee, Charlie horse, rinse, wash, repeat, 15 minutes. Everybody is asleep on their couch, and Nick makes money.
Yeah, Kunitskaya kind of just feels like a decision fighter. Just like pulling up the scores. Like, it just seems like a decision fighter. This other girl, I'm interested to see what she looks like. I have no idea what she looks like. I'm kind of hoping she looks like
super Russian,
like a thick ass forehead,
that's a crop of
a calloused forehead. Kind of. I'm picturing.
I was gonna say that's a soundbite. I hope she just has a thick ass.
I hope she just has a thick ass. Cut it. End the episode. No, I hope she's having like a thick ass forehead. Like, I'm picturing almost like a Joanna after the Wiley Zhang forehead, of just like this calloused ass fucking forehead from headbutting bitches. The Russian
doesn't look like that. She literally looks like someone. If you just imagine chick serving the Soviet Russian Army, 1942. That's what she looks like.
Really, all I'm picturing is Alexei Oleinik with hair now.
It's just
Now I'm
Khabib
thinking
with
about,
boobs.
and now I'm thinking about the fucking the Chris Cyborg Vanderlei Silva
So,
in his comments for Dana White. She'll always
yeah.
go down as one of the top 10 funniest, meanest things anyone has ever uttered. And that's a day in the life of Matt's thought process. But speaking of Alexei Oleinik in a wig, moving to my lock of the week, going in
Gotta
the
be the
Alexei
same.
Oleinik Derek Lewis fight. Gotta go Black Beast here, minus
Easy. I
185.
almost feel. I thought the one. This was one of those that I looked at it and I was a little.
I thought it'd be minus like 300.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought for sure it's like, okay, we're all like, it shouldn't be probably minus 300, but I just thought it was going to be that high because like Derek Lewis is just going to win. This event wasn't made for Alexei Oleinik, who's 43 goddamn years old, who's 59-13, who's gotten like, who has so much mileage. It was not made for that guy to like come out the winner and be like, oh, this guy could be the next star. It's like, nope, this is kind of what they're doing with well, Curtis Blades, where it's like they don't really know what to do with these guys at this point while there's so much at the top that this is just a win that'll be like, look, he beat someone that's kind of okay. And he's
Hopefully did it in super cool fashion.
Yeah,
With one of these
exactly.
Derek Lewis jumping switch kicks.
Exactly. This is a fight to show it's like, okay, Derek Lewis is above the pack. And what that pack is, like, we're using Alexei to represent it this time, even though I don't think he does. And he's old as fuck, man. And what is this, 5 fucking rounds? Derek Lewis is just gonna like chill to like the end of the third, and then just knock him out.
I think he's just going to chill for 4 minutes and 15 seconds every round, and in the last 45 seconds, he's just going to go for a knockout.
That too.
But here's the thing. I mean, if for some, I don't think we need to really provide any actual technical analysis, but for some actual somewhat, the closest thing you'll get from us on that fight is, I mean, I watched Alexei Oleinik struggle with fat ass Fabricio Verdum. I mean, he's fucking old. Like, he's just like, do you really think that, I mean, I'm not about to get on my high horse here and tell everybody that Derek Lewis's wrestling is impeccable, but do we really think that Alexei Oleinik is just going to walk up on Derek Lewis and just straight drag him to the ground without
hold him there,
just getting cracked with a right hand? Like, we saw how he was punching against Fabricio Verdum. He just puts his head down and does the crazy fists. He literally just goes with the crazy fist strategy. And I feel like if you're going to go with the crazy fist, I just can't see a world in which Derek Lewis doesn't land. I mean, now there is the possibility, I guess, that Alexei Oleinik like found his chin again at age 43, and so Derek Lewis could punch himself out in theory. But I just think that that's bad gambling. Like, you can't bet. You don't bet on that. Bet on Derek Lewis to knock him out, especially at minus 170. Like you said, if it was like minus 300, okay, I could see a world in which I try to talk myself into the Alexei Oleinik sub line. Mm-hmm. But at minus 175, I just think you're stealing Derek Lewis here in the main event.
Yeah, I think it's more likely than not he's going to knock him out. You know, it's just like, how is this guy? And Derek Lewis kind of fights. I love how your technical analysis is like, Alexei Oleinik fought fat as fuck old Fabricio and looked horrible.
But he like had trouble taking him down, is my point. Like, and if you it's not Fabricio Verdum it's not, oh wow, what great takedown defense by Verdum. Mm-hmm. Verdum's he's not a takedown defense guy. It's not like he's trying to take down. I know I guess technically didn't fight at heavyweight, but if he was fighting Rumble Johnson, right? No one's mistaken Rumble Johnson for a great grappler, but has pretty solid takedown defense. I mean, not many people have been able to get Rumble Johnson to the ground. I mean, DC could, and a few other people, but at 205, it was, fucking Phil Davis couldn't do it. And that was like back in the day where all Phil Davis did was try to wrestle. So if you couldn't have guys like that, it'd be different if he was taking down Verdum, or Verdum kind of had takedown defense like that. If anything, Verdum kind of wanted to get taken down so he could do jiu-jitsu shit. And it's just, if Oleinik was having a tough time dragging him down, I mean, I don't want to say that Derek Lewis is like impossible to take down. He's not. He definitely has some takedowns where you just look at him like and think, did you even think about sprawling? I think that has a lot to do with energy conservation. But when he wants to just kind of like Hulk people in the clinch and just tie up over under and just kind of jack that up so that they can't drag him down, you could do that to fat as shit Verdum. You can't do that to Derek Lewis unless, of course, his back is jacked up, which is also a possibility.
Did you say you're taking Derek Lewis as well as a lock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, actually, after that entire explanation, I'm going Oleinik knockout lock.
yeah. Just because I took it and I'm an idiot. What I was saying, like Derek Lewis is, like his offensive wrestling F-. I don't even know if he knows the takedown. Defensive wrestling probably like B-, solid, but his athleticism is A+. So that makes it very hard to take him down. Even when you take him down, like he'll sometimes be lazy on the bottom, but when he decides like I'm just gonna get up, some very high level grapplers, or at least people that would consider themselves good on the ground, haven't been able to do so. And I don't think Alexei Oleinik's old ass is going to be able to like keep that up consistently or do it on a consistent enough basis
for 25 minutes.
Yeah, for 25 minutes or just before he gets knocked out, which I think is the more likely case. So I didn't even look at the knockout line because I imagined it was one of those like, all right, minus 175 for Derek Lewis, minus 160 for the knockout line. So I'm just going with the safe thing because in a weird world, I could picture a Derek Lewis decision here.
Yeah,
Derek Lewis,
above all else, hoping you weren't going to say submission.
No. God, he doesn't even know submissions. That would require him knowing a submission first.
I don't think he's got a single submission on the ledger.
Yeah,
I'd be appalled if he did.
It would be hilarious. The fact that Francis Ngannou has a submission on his record.
Hey, Francis Ngannou has better grappling than Conor McGregor and Robert Whittaker in the new UFC game.
Yeah, well, I mean, facts are facts. You saw that Kimura was sick, which he learned that week. Fun fact. He learns of Kimura, like a basic jiu-jitsu position, learns it that week, and then just taps one of the best, 25 fighters in the world. Well, probably, I don't know who it was. Some no name, but you get what I'm saying. He's in the UFC.
The janitor, whatever.
Yeah. All right, so those are our picks for the week. Like I said, not too much, 3 picks each of us. Don't know how closely we'll be live tweeting these. We'll try to tune in for at least the main event here because Derek Lewis is always Much Lost TV. You know where to find us. You can find me at BroLeva. You can find Nick at _a guy and a gi. Tune into our podcast. You can find us on Apple iTunes, Fight Me Bro radio show. We usually put out an episode on Tuesday, normal fight news, fight recap, and then on Friday we released our unofficial rankings, which is a really
a good one this week
show, which we just do rankings of random shit. But sometimes the dumbest of shows are the funnest of shows, and I have a ton of fun ranking those. So check those out. Highly recommended. If you like this, you'll probably like that too. So until next week, where we have Stipe versus DC. Peace out, guys. Take it easy. Or as Big Time Tommy says, take it easy.